Once upon a time, the only way to get an education was to sit in a classroom, take notes from a chalkboard, and memorize a textbook. But fast forward to today, and millions of people learn entirely online from the comfort of their own homes, coffee shops, or even on their phones while waiting in line. At the heart of this transformation is online courses and group programs. So as we look back at where e-learning came from and where it's heading, one thing is really clear is that online programs aren't just part of an education evolution, they really are the future. So let's talk about the past and sort of the birth of online courses. The idea of learning outside of a traditional classroom isn't new. The first remote learning dates back to correspondence courses in the 1800s, where you sort of mail them in and mail them back and forth, where, that was sort of normal. But online courses took off thanks to two major revolutions. So obviously the rise of the internet in the 90s. Universities started experimenting with online courses. They used platforms like Blackboard and Moodle and, made this whole course creation revolution. And then in the 2010s, we had the massive open online courses, MOOCs, from Coursera, Udemy, edX. It started making this educational available to anyone. And at this stage, courses were still very clunky. They were text-based. They were often not inspiring. It was sort of built off the industrial age, where traditional education was somebody stands in front of the room, lectures everything that they know, and walked out. So there wasn't still really a lot of engagement in these courses. And then came sort of this present era of e-learning as you know it, where online courses transformed sort of from those passive lectures into more interactive, results-driven experience. So if we look at present day, these online courses now are not just an alternative to classroom learning, but they're often the preferred choice by professionals, entrepreneurs, and businesses all over the world. And the reason is because modern courses focus on a lot of things. So there's 5 things I'm going to talk about today. They focus on transformation over information. So people don't want to just sit and passively take in information by somebody just spewing information at them. They want results. They want to be able to have real-world application and practice with that information in real time. They want to be able to interact with it, because as adults get to interact, they get to, play through their learning, they have more transformation. The other piece is that modern day courses focus on microlearning. We're seeing it's becoming more and more popular now, but no one has really the time for 3-hour lectures, especially with the rise of, TikTok and Reels and all of those things. They're short bite-sized pieces that people like to take in this tidbit of information and learn it. The courses are now broken into these short, digestible modules that people can learn in something from minutes to maybe a couple hours, but usually broken up over time. Multimedia has just skyrocketed. So we used to have text-heavy PDFs where you're reading a lot, you're doing a lot, and just being lectured and talked at. But now online courses include videos, quizzes, games, interactive workbooks, interactive exercises and examples, community, right? Being able to chat and to be able to go back and forth with people. The other thing that modern courses focus on is a lot of community, and I'll say coaching. So really our best courses are not just about the content. They usually do include some kind of peer support, discussion forum, live Q&As, a place where people can go and get more help from the information that they learn. They can go get extra help. They can bounce ideas off of people. They can see it applied by other people. So community is becoming really important. And then last but not least is that mobile first learning idea. With 70% of learners preferring mobile access, courses are designed to be consumed anywhere at any time. You might think about what's next and how are online courses continuing to evolve. So let's talk about sort of the future now. And the next generation of e-learning is really, I think, going to be an entirely new level. It is going to prioritize personalization, immersion, and real-world application. So here's what we kind of see as coming is sort of the AI-powered personalized learning. So imagine in a course that adapts to your strengths, weaknesses, and learning styles in real time. Right? AI gives you that opportunity to customize the lessons, the feedback based on the progress of where you're at. Maybe even offering you what the next thing is based on the level that you're at. Smart tutors provide instant help, so you're not having to message an instructor and wait for help, but as people are incorporating AI into their courses, being able to get real-time assistance right there on the spot. AI will also analyze learning patterns to be able to optimize that course. So you think about like a Netflix style course recommendations, but instead of suggesting a TV show, AI could be like, based on your performance, here's the next level that we suggest for you. It's really exciting to see the things that are starting to trickle out, some of the things that have already been implemented. The other thing that we see is interactive and gamified learning. So I'm going to say the days of those so boring one-size-fits-all courses, I think are, going to be going out the door. And what we look at is more game-based learning. So not just earning points and unlocking achievements and doing all of that, but being able to interact with the platform, interact with the thing to learn through playing and doing, as opposed to learn by somebody lecturing at you. Real-time progress tracking. So this would be instant feedback. So learners know what they're doing right there to be able to improve. They're not having to submit something or wait 2 weeks for a call. They're able to get information right there on the spot. And the other thing is we'll say like scenario-based learning. So instead of memorizing facts, you solve problems to be able to sort of apply in the moment. I'll say like Duolingo, if you look at that, it's a really great example. So if you're not familiar with Duolingo, it's a language app. And it makes learning language feel like you're playing a game. So I think more courses are going to adopt to that, where it's like, I'm just playing, I'm just having fun, I'm collecting points, I'm doing this thing, I'm matching, I'm doing, but really you're learning the language. And they've proven that people learn the language faster when they can play with it. Same idea with pretty much any content out there. Other things that we see in the future are virtual and augmented reality learning. So why read about a business negotiation when you can take inside a virtual boardroom and practice one? Right? VR courses are going to place students in real-life simulations, and this is perfect for skill-based training. AR overlays are going to allow learners to interact with digital information in real-world settings. We've seen companies out there for surgeons where they get to practice. So they're in a course, they're in a mock surgical room, right? Sitting in their classroom, sitting in their home, being able to practice surgery and to get real-time feedback, even with haptics. So feeling vibrations and things as they're hitting the wrong things or as they're taking out a saw to cut something if they're in ortho. We've seen this. So they're already doing a lot of practice in VR before performing them in real life. But soon we're going to look at all these other businesses, sales, leadership courses and stuff, being able to have those same opportunities. The next one is blockchains and NFT-based course credentials. So this looks like, before people had like fake degrees or outdated certifications. So blockchain is going to really change how online course credentials are given. You'll get verifiable digital certificates. So there'll be these, no fake qualifications. You're able to instantly verify online course credentials. Same with NFT-based courses. So these are more the visual representation, and people can get rewards and then be, complete advanced things and have an actual something to show for it. So LinkedIn Learning and Coursera are already testing out blockchain backend certificates for credibility and for security. The last one that we're seeing I'll say sort of in the future, but really I think we're already here now, is that self-paced courses are great, but I think that they're going to be a lot more community driven. So we're going to see a lot more cohort-based learning instead of just being alone, like in a silo, taking this online course, being able to join these like lively programs that have content, coaching, community. We see a lot of this happening right now already. And we see a lot of hybrid models where you sort of have, the live training, masterminds, in-person workshops, and you have some of the asynchronous learning on your own. So Seth Godin's Alt MBA is already pioneering their approach. They have some small group program, high impact online programs that they're testing out and doing. I won't even say testing, they're just doing them. So the final thought is that I think the future of online courses and online programming and education is really limitless. Over the last 20 years, online courses have evolved from these text-heavy slideshows to immersive, AI-powered, community-driven experiences. And I think we are just getting started. So the question is are you ready to evolve with it? So whether you're a course creator or a lifelong learner or in the next wave of education, I think you're really going to be rewarded with some of the changes that are going to come. So let me know what questions you have. I would be curious to know what things you've implemented in your course. And if you haven't implemented anything, what are you looking to do? What are the things that are intriguing you or even scary for you? So let's chat in the comments. I would love to have a dialogue about this and sort of the past, the present, and the future of online learning.